Jim Pasmore here again. I'm going to talk to you this time about sample preparation for alloys. Alloys have to have a representative surface. That means no paint, no scale, no rust, because that will add to the measurement. We're measuring mainly on the surface, a few thousandths of an inch to a quarter of an inch, typically, depending on the density of the material, is about the penetration. And so most of them are really right on the surface. So anything on the surface is going to cause a problem in the measurement. I have 3 different grinders set out here to show you different power levels. When you've got just a simple coating, little rust or very little of anything on there, you can use a simple grinder. I use this probably 90% of the time. A little more powerful version here, a little higher speed will get you a little more surface grinding ability. And finally, if you've got a really big problem where you've got baked on type material that's thick and that's really been in a hot service, a powerful grinder like this DeWalt would be the way you'd want to go. It's pretty rare you'd need that, but in certain applications like petrochemical plants, we find sometimes you need something like that. Of course, safety is always a concern, so before you grind, put on your safety equipment. I like to use goggles and gloves. And let me give you an example. Here is a low alloy steel, which oftentimes low alloy steels will rust heavily. This one's not. And so I don't need to do any sample preparation on this one. I can just set that aside. Now, brasses often get a patina on them, and I've ground this clean in one spot, and it does look different from the other. I could find out whether that's necessary by measuring in the non-ground spot and the ground spot and see if it's the same reading. If it is the same reading, I don't need to grind. The patina hasn't bothered me. And in fact, that's probably the case with something like this. On the other hand, if you've got something like this piping that's painted, and you can see a huge difference in the clear metal and the black paint on here, then you would need to grind it. And I can try grinding it with this. And I can probably get pretty close to what I need. A little more powerful with this. And it gets me a little closer, but this one is the one that's really going to take it down. Now I've got a perfectly clean spot ready to test. And so that's really important in measuring. You want to make sure that you're measuring a representative material. And if you are, you're going to get good results every time. If you're not measuring a representative material for whatever reason, anodized coatings can even be a problem, and you can hardly even notice those sometimes. But it's important to make sure that every time you go to measure, it's an alloy that's been cleaned or it's a representative surface. Thanks for watching.